Hello, I'm Alice from Widmer Feeds. Today we're going to show you a video about grazing muzzles, give you a little bit of information on how they work and then how to fit them. We've got the trusty Emma here, who, as you can quite clearly see, enjoys her grass. So first of all, we're using this Shire's deluxe grazing muzzle. It just has a fleece lining around the top, so it can be a little bit more comfortable for your horse and ensures that you don't get too much rubbing. The way it works is it fits on over the horse's head, and then you have the hole at the bottom which will restrict the grass intake for the horse. These grazing muzzles have been proven to reduce grass intake by 80%, so they're excellent if you are lucky enough to have a lot of pasture for your turnout, and you want to stop your horse getting too fat and eating too much. Studies have shown that even if you do restricted grazing, so if you turn your pony out for 3 hours a day, if you're doing this on a regular basis, the pony will learn that it's having that restricted grazing time and will manage to consume 2/3 of their daily intake of grass within that 3 hours. So that's why the grazing muzzle is a really good option for you. Oh look, she's excited about wearing it. So that's the reason that we use them. They're not cruel, but you don't want to leave them on all the time. So we're going to show you how to make sure your horse can eat and drink through them before you turn them out. And then also you want to leave them on ideally for a maximum of 12 hours at a time. So if you can, put them on during the day and then bring your horse in at night, or vice versa. Studies have also shown that when wearing a grazing muzzle, ponies tend to demonstrate more foraging techniques. So you'll find that they will start to walk around their field a little bit more, which is obviously great for calorie burning to get that bit of extra exercise for them. So we're going to show you how to fit this now. Right, so we're going to put the muzzle on. It just goes over her nose like this. The strap comes over the top. We've got double closed Velcro, which is obviously a safety feature. This is so that if the muzzle gets caught on something in the field, it will release and they won't be trapped there. Also, another feature is the metal D-ring, so you can clip your lead rope on there and lead them down to the field. Makes it nice and easy. We'll show you about the adjustability of the grazing muzzle now. We want to make sure that the grazing muzzle is high enough on our horse that they're able to get the blades of grass through the hole, but not too high that it's constantly rubbing on the bottom of their nose and it's uncomfortable. Especially when the weather is hot, they can get quite sweaty. So we want to allow about 2 fingers gap in between the bottom of the grazing muzzle and their nose. So we're just going to make this one a little bit shorter. Just adjust these straps here. And you can adjust under the jaw as well. Then the next thing we want to check is to make sure we've got a 2-finger gap in between the muzzle and their nose all the way round. This is so, even though it has a fleece lining, we don't want it to be too constricting on the horse, and we don't want it to be uncomfortable and to rub. So you want to make sure you've got that gap all the way round. So that's quite a good fit. Once we put it on, if it's the first time you're putting it on a horse, before you turn them out, you want to make sure that they're able to eat in it. If the horse hasn't worn one before, it may not be aware that obviously there's a hole at the bottom, so we want to make sure that they can eat and drink through it. So we've got some hay to try out. Emma's quite greedy, so I'm sure she will manage to find a way to get this. So we just poke it through. That's it. As it's supposed to restrict the grazing, it can be quite tough to actually get stuff through there, but we can see she's got that now. There we go, there it goes. She's quite happy with that. So I'm quite happy that she can eat through it. We'll also test the water as well and make sure that she can drink through it as well. Then when we turn her out, we're going to monitor her when she's out with the rest of the horses, make sure that she's happy, that none of them are bullying or picking on her, and that she's sort of doing her usual grazing routine and she's not walking up and down any of the fences or looking distressed in any way. Then once you've done this a few times and you're happy that your horse is okay, you can turn them out in them, unsupervised, but like we said, no more than 12 hours at a time to have this on, so you want to be taking it off regularly. Also checking your horse regularly, making sure that they're all right in the field, checking that the water source doesn't have any out laying pieces that they can get the muzzle trapped on. Also, you ideally don't want them drinking out of water buckets, as they can be a little bit small, and you may find they can get stuck on the horse's head sometimes with the grazing muzzle, so we definitely don't want that for Emma. If you're doing a major dietary change with your horse because they put weight on, then you want to consult your vet with any dietary changes that you're doing. You want to be done under veterinary advice and supervision. But that's it from us. That's how we fit our grazing muzzle. So we're going to go and try Emma out in the field and see how she gets on.